Wow, what has gotten into Jesus? Did you hear what he just said? You cannot be my disciple if you don't hate your family. That's strong, isn't it? Fairly harsh. I mean, did he really mean that? Yes. Yes, he did. Jesus is being as straightforward and upfront as he possibly can be, not sugarcoating the true demands of what it takes to be a true disciple. Jesus is not just some salesman or marketer trying to suck people in with soft promises, something easy like, well, as long as you don't like anchovies, you can be my disciple. And we'd say, oh, I can do that. Or even, you have to love me more than you love pizza. And we might hesitate and go, ooh, I really like pizza, but I could still do that. No. Very upfront, he says, we must forsake everything, even ourselves, to be his disciples. Now, his teaching method is a rabbinical teaching method that uses hyperbole to be over the top, to really stretch our thinking and get our attention. That doesn't mean that it's exaggerated to the point of being untrue, but it is about emphasis. When we hear that, hopefully that does give us pause. That makes us think more than if Jesus had just said, it's going to be hard to be my disciple. No, he wants us to understand the true cost. We must prefer nothing to the love of Christ. And though that is a huge sacrifice now, the ultimate consolation of that is that on the scale of eternity and of heaven versus earth, it is in some ways no real sacrifice. Because ultimately, all good things, all good people come to and rest in God. So if we pay that cost of discipleship, as we reach God, we will also reach all others who pay that cost of discipleship. And we will be with them in an even deeper and more beautiful way in heaven and in unity with God than we could ever be here on this limited earth. Now, God understands that this is hard for us to take, to understand with our limited, broken human reason. And that's what is spoken of much in our first reading from the book of Wisdom, that says that we cannot know God's counsel and intentions. It's hard enough for us to guess at earthly things. Earthly things are difficult for us to grasp. We cannot search out the things of heaven, wisdom says. Wisdom talks about how the body burdens the soul and weighs down the mind. And that is related to when Jesus says, we do not often want to carry our crosses, to renounce our possessions. We like physical comfort and wealth, not suffering and poverty. Wisdom says our deliberations are timid and our plans are unsure. When we hear Jesus say you have to hate your family, we approach that timidly as we deliberate, what did he really mean? And it makes us feel quite unsure. But But the consolation here is that God, understanding our limited understanding, as the wisdom reading said, gives us wisdom, gives us the Holy Spirit, so that we are not alone in this struggle. We can reason things out and act faithfully with God's help. This life is not meant to simply just be a test for the sake of being tested. We go through many tests in our life, but unlike taking a test in school, students who are just restarting, where you're on your own, in life, we are allowed to and encouraged and should ask the teacher for help in every test we take. God, our teacher, is always with us to help make up for our lack of human understanding and human will. This choice that Jesus is asking us to make came clear to me in a way some years back when I was running a 5K race with my nephew, who was on his cross-country team at that time, and he was wearing the t-shirt that their team had put together with their slogan on the back of it. And that slogan read, "The pain of discipline or the pain of regret, you choose." The short-term pain of forsaking earthly things and being disciplined, or the long-term pain of forsaking heavenly things in favor of earthly things. We choose.